Dude. All right. Rolling, man.
Oh yeah.
This is dude. You're at episode 18 already.
Ooh, no, man. 18. We're legal.
I can't even. I can't even remember all my episodes. Like all the people I've interviewed. That's when you know you're getting down the list and good. And this is rolling. So episode 18 of Bite Worthy, man. I'm here down. We're in Austell.
Yeah.
And we are.
Cenacle? Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah.
Cenacle or Cenacle? I don't know.
Cenacle, yes. This is the best chicken and waffles I've ever had. Like by far.
That's a fair statement.
Hands down. And we just had a really good moment where this black waitress looked at me intently and said, "You know this is the soul food menu, right?" I said, okay.
For a good few seconds. It wasn't like a glance. Like it was enough to I was like,
"You sure, white boy?"
yeah.
But it was really good, and I'm well aware. I like soul food. I'm a fan of soul food, man.
Glad to put you on, dog.
But bite worthy is a term that it means that a comedian is worthy enough to want to steal
racist
from.
Here's the
You're good. We're filming now, but you're good. You can.
Okay, thanks.
It means that they're worthy enough to steal from or want to take jokes from, or they're good enough that you wish you had their bit or mannerisms or anything. But we don't steal it. We don't bite material. But, you know, you have a joke that I wish I did, so Malik Whitfield, man.
Thanks.
That's the intro.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
There's no applause. We don't have a crowd today, man. I'm sorry.
My bad.
But Malik Whitfield.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thank you. I've known you for a while, man. We've been doing comedy for a hot minute, kind of together here and there. Let me make sure that I have them shot.
Close. Yeah.
And so we're at brunch. This is the first brunch. Yeah, snaps. First brunch, and I think this is the first restaurant where I think the host nor the guest have been here.
Yep.
So this is a good spot.
Yes.
And if I'm down this way again, I'm coming here.
Yeah, let me know.
So let me ask you, we're at a little cafe. You're from Idaho.
Yeah.
So what's the best potato dish to have for brunch?
That's funny that you say that.
Well, thanks, because I'm a comedian.
To have for lunch, hash brown. I think
a good hash.
Yeah, a good hash brown is like you can't go wrong.
We have in Illinois, they have home fries. Okay. Now home fries are kind of like someone didn't want to take the time to shoestring them, so they just kind of mash them down. I mean, with onions and peppers. That's what we have. That's pretty good.
So what do they look like?
It's like if you took if you were to take a baked potato and like crumble it up and then they just kind of chop it. It's good, but it's like it's just not hash brown.
Sounds like a mush.
Yeah, kind of like a crispy, fluffy hash brown. I kind of thing. That's pretty good. I think that's a good one for lunch. How far do you think you can throw a potato? Potatoes are perfect throwing.
How far do I think I can throw a potato?
Legit. Because I know you play football.
Damn, yeah. Now you got me questioning like the geometry of the potato itself, like the shape,
the trajectory.
Stuff. Would I prefer an oblong potato, like kind of like football shaped? You know,
like one of those smaller round sweet potatoes.
Or like a baseball shaped potato.
Regular.
I think I can launch a potato about 60 meters. Maybe 60 yards. I would throw on my shoulder easily though. I would be in pain the next day. That's a good question.
Someone run a deep route, you just
hit him on a nice skinny post. Inch drive. How far do you think you could throw one?
Not far. Probably 40.
About 40 yards?
Yeah.
That sign right there, that yellow sign, that's about 40 yards is probably. You see it?
Yeah, I get over there.
Check that,
I got it. I got that.
I'm going to find out later today.
I'm definitely not a QB. I'm more of I'm not really a football guy, I'm sure. But if I were to be, I would probably be a safety. So
nice.
Anyway, you do both stand-up and like theater, improv and stuff. You do kind of a lot of stuff.
Improv's new, yeah.
What takes more preparation? And I know that's a stupid question because it's improv.
Right.
But prep means like if you're doing acting, sometimes you have to get in costume or get like hyped up or in a character sometimes a little bit, depending if you're doing a type of show. And stand-up, it's like memorizing and getting your bits down and knowing your timing and stuff. What takes like more prep work?
Definitely stand-up. I mean, I think it's taken me longer to get good at improv
Yeah.
than it did for me to like get to where I'm at stand-up, whatever people think I'm at or my level. But yeah, certainly stand-up, and that's probably why I like improv way more now, because I don't have to, like write things or
Show up and go, baby.
Yeah, show up and I go up, and I don't have to like rehearse or like if I know I'm getting on stage later that night for stand-up, I can't focus at work or anything because I'm like, oh, I'm stressed about this. More so like bigger shows like at the Punchline and everything, but
Right.
open mics I'm still like worried about and stuff like that. But definitely stand-up requires.
I can see that. I figured. 2-2, baby.
Number 2, yeah, I think.
I figured that'd be the case, but I just didn't.
We can wait out the train. Don't worry. We can wait out the train. We can cut the.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, editing. Cool.
Your first
Right.
actual cut.
Watch this.
Okay. I think it's a long one. That's why I was like a couple minutes. Oh, I guess you were late.
Oh, the horns down there.
Yeah, further away.
All right, cool. Now that the train sound's passed. I figured as much. I figured it'd be stand-up but I've never done improv or anything else, so I just don't know.
I think you should try it.
Yeah. Now back in 2019, you kind of went to Europe a lot, so you
scoping Instagram?
Yeah, and do a little research. You got to.
Yeah.
But I remember you mentioning it. You because we talked with a couple people sitting down in a booth and everything, and you mentioned that kind of in passing. In Europe, give me what's the Malik top few food moments in Europe, from Europe?
Well, when I lived there, I was only 10 to 14 years old, so I don't.
Really?
Yeah. So I lived in Germany for 4 years.
No joke.
Because my mom was in the Air Force, and that's why.
Oh.
That's why we were in Germany and Idaho. We wouldn't really just go to Idaho or Germany itself.
No joke.
But I will say the best Chinese food I've ever had was in the small German village that I lived in.
No.
The weirdest, I swear to God, the weirdest thing in my life.
What?
It's like a 15-minute walk or like a 3-minute drive to this place at the entrance to our village. Yeah, I swear, I put my life on it. The best Chinese food I've ever had.
No, that's crazy.
In a small German village, and down the street from us, there was a dude that had a camel. He just a live grown-ass camel that he'd take on walks. At least once a week, you'd see it outside the house. He'd just walk on his camel.
What?
Strangest, most peculiar. We lived in a village. It's called Schonenberg Kubelberg. You can look it up. But actually, I'm not.
Wow.
It's a real place. But yeah, it's
pretty good German
we visited
accent
last,
there.
Kubelberg, yeah,
Kubelberg.
with the umlauts over the U. But yeah, I can't give you top 3 in Europe because I don't remember that much. I just remember the Chinese food in a small German village was the best I've ever had.
And nothing stood out when, on your just trips to Europe? Because you went to Italy, you went to different places.
Munich, and then Amsterdam. Okay, I will say we had a breakfast in Amsterdam that was really good. I believe it's probably Belgian waffles. I forget because we were, Amsterdam.
Yeah, but it's like if you were to go to Germany, if you were to have Spatzel here and you go to Germany for Spatzel, you're like, oh, this is high. Spatzel's like a shoestring potato dish.
You know more than me.
Yeah,
look at that. Yeah.
Well, if you were to have, knockwurst or whatever, if you were to have a wurst or a schnitzel or whatever in Germany, here, it's like, oh, okay. But then you go there, it's like, that's
is true. Wiener Schnitzel in Germany was my entree of choice when we were eating out there. And I will say, I don't really like beer. I drink seltzers or cocktails or whatever. But we had
sorry, Malik Whitfield, the white girl. Everybody.
Whitfield, yeah, exactly, the white girl beer. At the Hofbrau House in Munich, where Oktoberfest originated. I forget the beer, Hefeweizen?
Hefeweizen.
Yeah, we had Stein, this pitcher.
Oh.
Best beer I've ever had in my life. I
No
mean, it
joke.
went down like water. I faded in 15 minutes because I think I drank 2.5 pitchers before we got our meal.
And the Stein is what, 20 ounces?
It was a lot of beer.
God, dude.
Yeah.
A lot
was a
of
great
ounces.
trip.
That's how many ounces.
Yeah.
I think, I can't say, because I've never been outside of the country. I do want to go to Italy and taste fresh pasta, gnocchi, fish caught from the Mediterranean. That's what I want. That's bucket list for me, man.
What about the pizza and gelato? Because we had a lot of pizza and gelato.
The pizza gelato. I did go to Napolitano pizza place in Alpharetta.
Okay.
Wood fired. It was
fired?
legit.
Okay.
It was good. And they had fresh mozzarella and everything, all that stuff. Basil, San Marzano tomatoes. It was
Taking
really
you
good.
back to your roots.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was
the Italian soul food.
yeah, the Italian soul food.
Yeah.
Manja. And that's where I want to go. So this is not a question. I just want to give you props.
Okay.
The bite-worthy joke that you have the most is your compromise joke. And let me tell you, my friend, he was watching the alumni show, and he goes, "You were good, but that guy's compromise joke was good." And that's one of my best friends of like 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, thank you.
He was not, and it's funny because that joke is so smart and funny. A lot of people don't get it. They don't pick up on it.
They don't.
And then you're like, you wait, and then people, and you're like, oh, not a lot of history lessons. You know, it's so good because you can rag on them for not knowing, or you can get them for knowing.
Yes.
Like, it's so good. So I want to give you props for that.
Thank you.
That's probably my favorite joke of yours.
Thank you. It might be my favorite too, because if it doesn't, if it takes a while to build, I know it's gonna happen, and then I can say, whatever I say afterwards, be like, yeah, you guys need your GEDs or
SAT
SATs, whatever, and so that
Good.
gives me another joke out of it. But yeah,
It's good. It's super solid. So just props to that.
you might find this as a problem too. Like, I'm realizing a lot of the stuff I write, a lot of jokes I tell, take a second, and I'm sick of that. I want to just be funny now instead of like, oh, haha, like that was good. Do you have that problem?
My jokes aren't that funny. So
Yeah, they are.
No, thank you. But I don't think I've had a joke where it takes a second where I didn't plan for that.
Gotcha.
But I think the best thing to do is just sometimes you have to speak louder at a joke, or make it short and express it, or use your facial expressions. I think that's the only thing that there was a joke where I had a tag where I said two straight guys going to the gym is the gayest thing ever bit.
Yes.
And so at the end of it, I say, well, it always ends with massive amounts of protein. And then that joke normally doesn't get a delay, but that night it did. And then a second or two later, people started laughing, like, oh, sperm joke. You got it. And I clipped that. I was like, that's never happened before. So it's not a joke that has that, but there's moments. But I try and write where I do get a laugh at the moment.
Yeah.
I have one or two thinker jokes, but I don't like to tell them too much because normally I don't have as much time on stage as I like.
Right.
If I had a 10-minute spot, 20-minute spot, something like that, I might do a spot in Florida where I get 25 minutes and I can pull some thinkers out.
Okay.
But making Florida people think is
Depends on where
they're
you're
drinking, and it's not offense to their IQ or anything. They're just drinking.
Yes.
So
before you move on to the next one, I want to say, you said two straight dudes going to the gym is the gayest thing ever.
the gayest thing ever.
You want to know what might be gayer? Is a bunch of straight dudes in a football locker room in college.
It is.
Any of my friends, my homies that I played with watching this episode, you're gonna be like, yeah.
A lot of good game, but the game's over.
A lot of game's over. It was just after practice, there was no game.
Yeah,
Gayest thing
I
you
can
could
see
ever
that.
experience,
And that happens in like football. It happens in the military, like a frat house.
Yeah.
Any collection of like
Straight dudes.
super testosterone driven, pussy hunting people.
Yeah.
Like straight dudes. You get them together, and there's just this super
man.
homoerotic thing that just
like Top
it
Gun
happens.
volleyball scene, homoerotic.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of leads to my next question. So this is a two-part question. So you played football. What did you play? Did you play linebacker or safety?
Cornerback. Thank you. That's impressive. I think.
I knew it was defense. I couldn't remember which.
Linebacker. Yeah.
Okay, because I can see you as a weak side linebacker, or I can see you as I would put you at safety because you're fast.
Thank you.
You're fast.
Yeah.
And so you played cornerback.
Corner.
Shane Gillis has a joke that there are no white cornerbacks anymore. They don't. There are two at the San Diego Zoo, and they won't mate. And he has a joke about it, really, really funny. Go check out that special. But it's, Okay, so cornerback.
Yeah.
What is honestly the most important position in football?
I don't think you can have, because if you have one hole on your offense or defense, it can ruin,
That's the correct
it can
answer.
lose you a game. Like even, obviously the quarterback is the one that gets the most shine and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like maybe like a 3rd and 5 situation, and you're on defense, and it's to win the game, and your weakest maybe DB gives up a 6-yard out, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they're all so important. Like,
that's the right answer.
Yeah,
because here's the thing: you have a bad center, you have bad snaps. You have a bad offensive lineman, you got a hole, and your quarterback's going to get sacked.
Yes.
You have a bad cornerback, and the wide receiver is going to bomb you for 40 yards.
Exactly.
You have a poor linebacker, and the running back's going to break through, and then it's up to the safety. You have a poor safety, and I mean, like, every position is just absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
I'd say the one that can. And here's the thing: the punter
is huge.
Is huge because it gives he determines like field position and almost kind of regulates momentum and creates more or less work for the offense or defense.
Yeah.
I'd say the position that is the least important, if I were to if someone were to like skate by with doing okay, I would say a defensive lineman. A defensive lineman only because even if he doesn't do a great job at getting pressure, even half the game, or barely doesn't get a sack or anything like that, there's still another position that does it. There's linebackers that can penetrate, and then there's you have a good like a good guard. Like it's just, I think that one a defensive back. I think you can have another couple positions carry that way. That's just me.
Yeah, you can make that argument. But I can think of right now just horror moment, PTSD moments in the film room with my defensive coordinator yelling at like edge guys for letting someone get outside, or someone on the interior for not going to the right gap. So they're all just so important. Like you mentioned like a cornerback giving up a 40-yard bomb or something, or a linebacker missing his field. But like it's those small moments in games where like just a 2-yard gain or a loss really sets things apart.
It does.
The Super Bowl. Right. Aaron Donald, he's like one of the greatest to ever play the game itself, much less the position. If they're guard,
he's smart,
or tackle.
fast, strong, and mean. Like he's all of those things.
He's just great.
Yeah.
But on that 4th down play, like, so that maybe if they had a better lineman against him, maybe they convert and maybe the Bengals win.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong, and that's the right one. But I mean that's like. I just have to devil's advocate that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it's a fun debate.
Second part to that question, though, is if you were confronted by a real yote, a real coyote, what does Malik Whitfield do?
A real coyote?
Yeah.
They're actually pretty. All right, any wild animal, it's like you got to be on your toes, right? But if I was going to encounter a wild dog, I would hope it's a coyote. I would choke that motherfucker out easily.
That's so crazy you say that. That's so crazy you say that, because I have a story and I'll tell it really quick.
Yeah.
This is the craziest thought that ever escaped my mouth.
Okay.
There was a coyote in my old neighborhood, and I called the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department said, call animal control. I called animal control, and they said, contact DNR. So I did. So contact Department of Natural Resources. And I said, hey, there's a coyote in my neighborhood, what do I do? And the lady said, well, check up the firearm ordinances in your county and see, and you can dispose of it yourself. I said, I don't have a firearm. And she goes, well, okay, well, and I immediately said, could I choke it? And she goes, you could, but I would advise against it. That's what she said. I was like, and I couldn't believe I said it. So I like we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page, bro. Ebony Ivory.
A yo.
Yeah.
Yoke a yo.
I'd choke it. I'd choke a yo.
Yoke a yo out.
I would choke a yo.
This is a loud street, by the way.
It is, yeah.
God, it's so good we have that.
Yeah.
Yes,
dude. Yeah, we got
yoke and yotes out.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my favorite. That's so crazy.
They're pretty timid animals. They don't like being around humans.
Good, they'll be easier to choke.
They run away. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be more fun.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm not a psychopath.
It'd be kind of fun.
But I kind of are. I kind of am.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. It'd be kind of fun.
It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'd make a good story.
It would make a great story. I fucking choked.
Remember that one time you choked out a coyote?
Someone choked out a mountain lion in Colorado a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember that story.
No.
The dude was on a run. Yeah, it was like a distance runner, trail runner guy.
Wow.
It was a younger one, but yeah, got him behind the back, and like he was tussling with it for a good, I think, couple minutes. He choked it the fuck out. Can you imagine? If people talk about like, you know, what things that make you a man, right? Masculinity. That's
pretty
masculine.
That's
like,
pretty manly.
You know, paying for someone's dinner, that's not really. Like, but if you choke out a mountain lion,
you're not wrong,
fucking dude. Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like you can even like anything you do after that. You're like you're good. You like I do ballerina. I do ballet. I'm a ballerina, and I also drink White Claw, and I go shop at Target, and like all the white girl things, and it'd be like, but I choked out a mountain lion once. Like, oh, you fucking. I
like to cross dress. Yeah, but I choked out a mountain lion.
Oh, dude.
All right, well, hey. Go ahead.
I don't want that smoke, as they say.
Yeah.
So let me say, one of my favorite shows that I've ever done. It was not even when I performed. It was the whole show before we performed, and it was that alumni show that happened not too long ago, because the host got pissed off. Mark got so mad because one old lady did like 11 minutes when you're supposed to do 5, a tight five at that. So, and we had 6 other comics that went over by at least 1 minute.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is a shit show. And props to the Punchline for facilitating and having a great room. But we were in the back just ripping people apart. And it was so much fun. We were laughing, people were bombing, there were jokes about comics, and it was the first time I was like, you know what, I don't really care what I say. And I was just taking shots at comics, and let me tell you, that was so much fun. Do you have like a show or two that you've done that really stand out? Like whether it's you performing, you just being there with someone, anything like that?
I would say that one for sure is just mimicking what you said. Yeah, and I think a lot of like our banter, you know, the energy throughout the show as we were on the side or in the green room or whatever before getting on stage, you know, translated to being on stage, and like really the nerves were gone. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna have fun because this whole night's been fun. A lot of it's been shitty.
We were deep in that show, baby.
Yeah, it was like 10 o'clock. What time was it by the time we got on stage?
You called it. It was like 9:54 or something.
Also, props to all the people that stayed. So if you watched it,
if you were at that show and you stuck through it, you deserve an award, man.
When you got on, you know, people left between, you know, the host and you getting on
about
stage.
4 or 5 people left. But out of that whole show, it's pretty. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Because when that show runs late, that's like.
It was a Sunday.
Yeah. So. I'm doing a Sunday show today, not when this airs, but we'll have done a Sunday show with Adam Ray, and hopefully I would have killed it.
Big time.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
He's a great dude, really good, but you know, being able to do that room is, you know, that's home field. That's home field advantage. I'm 5-0 there. Baby.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
That's it. So I like that, and the shows sometimes. You know, going on stage and the things that happen that people can riff on that happen off the stage that they bring onto the stage are some of the best.
The jokes for the comics?
Yeah, the jokes for the comics.
Yeah.
Or like someone riffing that's not part of their material, that something happened. Like Brian King, I talked to him, poor guy, in a span of 2.5, 3 weeks, he had his bike stolen, and then they found it, and then he got slapped by this mega Karen. And like I was like, dude, this is, and he goes, it hasn't led to a bit yet.
Damn.
And he's just, I was like, that's what I thought. But I mean, he's a bit of he's a really smart comic.
Word.
And I was talking to him, and I get surprised by everybody because I don't know them apart from comedy, and once they tell me their story or their achievements or this, I'm like, oh damn, you forget they're people.
They're just normal ass people.
Just normal ass people with like really either
weird ass people.
We're definitely weird.
Yeah.
We're a certain breed.
Yeah.
I wrote a joke about how we think, like how comics, what we say. We speak a different language. We think differently about things. You know, I'm always on, and I have to like stop myself. So I wrote a joke about that.
Well, thinking differently is why people like comedians. So because like, they're listening to your viewpoint, how you see the world. You know.
Yeah, because every other Joe Schmo, we have the same opinion typically.
Exactly.
But I can bring it up and be like, and we had a conversation like. A bit got brought up. I'm like, this is why serial killers are better than school shooters. I was like, that was a crazy like, just an even sentence.
Was that Eric Trillman?
No, it
Who
was
was
me.
that?
It was Brian King, and actually the feature at that show.
Okay.
And we were just talking about it. It's really funny, and I was like, that's a funny premise, and I hope he writes a joke about that. But it's the funny things that we even bring up and talk about. Like, how did your brain even go there?
Yeah.
That's what I like, and the moments that, like, when something happens that they talk about it, or like if there's an audience member, like Joe at the Skull one day, there was a guy who looks like Pete Davidson in the crowd. He caught a lot of heat, but he stood up front knowing that he was gonna. So he's trying to like aid the show and, you know, giving layups.
For sure, yeah.
And he called him,
props to him.
He called him Repeat Davidson.
Oh, I
was
saw that on Instagram.
Dude,
Yeah,
let me tell you, Repeat Davidson is one of the funniest lines
yeah,
I've ever heard.
That's golden.
So funny,
Yeah.
and it's just like right off the dome, man.
I think if Joe had like a picture of that guy or like a clip of that guy in
Yeah.
the clip, that should have been viral.
And then like compare him side by
yeah,
side.
exactly. Yeah, that's good.
Pete Davidson, Repeat Davidson. It's so funny.
Talking about Brian King and like the slap incident, I saw that on the front page of Reddit like 2 days later.
Yeah,
on, like, the public
he
freak out
mentioned, he's like,
subreddit.
dude, what's up? And we got in conversation about what things look like when they go viral, what the actuality is, and
Yeah.
what people perceive, and then the wild shit that gets like where this game of telephone leads. It was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And I hope he's hosting tonight. I hope he's hosting. He should be.
At the punchline?
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
shit,
did a
dude.
great job the other day. He's so funny and
Nice.
like. I said this. I'll pay him a compliment. We'll gush over him a little bit because he
Yeah.
deserves it. I said Christian Davis. He has this nice way of like verbally numbing the area in which he's about to stab. Brian, how he does it, he just will quickly just walk by and go, and that's it. And like, cause he'll do his joke and it's like, all right, you're dumb. All right, cool. And it's like it's like a drive-by verbal shooting.
Right.
And it's just like super quick. It's like, pop. All right, I'm out.
You're in it.
He does it so well and so like seamlessly, and has this haha persona. Like,
I want to see him take his hat off.
his medicinal ass hat.
He talked about that. I want to see it. I went through that, the hairline thing.
Yeah, but you're black. You look good bald. You're good.
That does help.
It does help. Me,
yeah.
if I
I'm
look,
fortunate about that.
if I went bald, I would look like I had cancer. Like, it'd just not be good. Like, no offense to anybody who has cancer.
Yeah.
You can't help what you help. But if I just lost it, Jada Pinkett Smith style,
right,
alopecia, all that good stuff, then
Demi Moore was hot, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know, like that's an insult, a compliment. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I want to move on to the last thing about the slapping incident. You know Malik, the other Malik.
Yeah.
Jones. He was I think
sweet
on
kid.
camera. Yeah, he's dope, dude. He asked me if I wanted to go today. I forget what I was doing that night. Probably some dumb shit. And I just, those moments where you say no to something or you got something else going on, you just kind of feel something's gonna happen. I got done with my event and I checked him, text message. He said, "Yo, Brian got slapped by this one Karen lady," and I was like,
why?
God,
why? God, and it's usually the show that you're just like, I feel like staying home tonight, or
right, yeah.
I'm actually going to catch this other thing, or whatever.
Have you ever been to that 811 Ponds?
No.
Okay, me neither.
I'm gonna go, but they opened it, so if it's gonna be, I think every couple weeks or once a month or whatever,
gotcha.
I'll probably come and do that,
Yeah.
Or probably at least go to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Like I have a choice. I'm just gonna do it.
yeah.
Like
you walk up to Will and be like, "Yeah, I'm on the."
I'm just
like,
put me on. Yeah. hey, other 20 comics that are better and more experienced than me that are actually booked for the show, just put me on.
Yeah, like your Mandel or something, just walking in. Yeah.
Mandel. My girlfriend loves Mandel. She thinks the two funniest people in comedy that she's seen in local comedy are one, not me. And,
that's love. That's love right there.
Yeah, it's love. And she's like, baby, no. But she goes, Carter Deems and Mandel.
Oh,
She loves those two. She loves puns. She's a pun lover.
So
Carter is her bread and butter, dude.
Yeah.
The
legit. Microsoft jokes. Have you heard them?
The produce jokes, the whole thing.
Maybe I haven't.
I haven't heard of the Microsoft one.
Okay, well.
Excel. Yeah.
We don't want to do all this whole.
Yeah, don't want to burn it, but it's good. I'm like, oh man, he's one of those guys that makes you think that you can battle rap, and then you're like, no, never mind. You can't.
He was on Wildin' Out.
Yeah, you can't do that.
He was literally on TV in epic rap battle, so it's like
you can't do that.
Yeah, it's.
And he's smart. Leagues. He's so smart.
Yeah.
And he's, a gush over him for a second, is that he is the best example of someone who has an onstage confidence versus an offstage confidence, because you talk to him or if you see him on stage, he's like, oh, I'm killing it, I'm murdering, haha, I'm charismatic, I'm funny, I'm confident, haha, I'm on TV, you laugh for me, I'm funny. And then you talk to him and he's just like, what's up? Wow,
I'll
do that.
How's your set?
Oh, thanks.
Really nice dude, really cool.
Thanks, dude, appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's just so like,
flips a switch.
Bad. And I'm like, wow, I cannot believe you have that. Like, I'm the same. I am silly, goofy, and B- funny off stage, and I am silly, goofy, B- on stage, baby. What you see is what you get, and I don't have
for growth, huh?
And that's the thing. I'm not offensive or funny enough to get slapped. Like, unless you like hate relatable material about having 5 dogs, then
you have 5 dogs?
No, I actually have 6.
Oh shit, you got one recently?
We got 6 now. Well, it doesn't matter if it's 5 or 20. Like after 5, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It doesn't. It's like if you have kids and then once one reaches like 13, oh, you're babysitting now.
Right.
You can take care of them. And you can feed yourselves. Okay, now I just have to pay the mortgage. Figure it out.
I forget.
That's how it is.
I was at a young age. My dad decided on Saturdays he was just like not gonna. He was just not gonna cook for us.
I'm done.
Yeah, it was great. I respect him for that.
It's my day off.
Yeah, he's like, nah, you guys.
Like it's a Sabbath, son. Get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think it's before
hilarious.
13, so I'm insisting on my dad right now. But so CPS wasn't called, so we're good.
Oh, that's good. Well, I don't even know my dad, so.
Oh, you weren't joking about that?
No, it's a real fact. So, like, me and my mom living in a car for a while, and yeah.
What?
Wish I'd known about that white privilege years ago. That'd been sweet. We'd have had a house, all that stuff.
This obviously wasn't during the Trump presidency.
No. This was old. Oh shit! It was during Reagan.
Bush. Oh, was it Reagan?
Yeah. Damn it.
He let you.
Damn, the only time. No. We had food stamps, and they were like the paper denomination. They looked like the official currency of Morocco. Like they were those old food stamps. Yeah. We had it rough. So I do love that line, and I quote Daniel Delano, and I asked him like, could I quote this?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, as long as you quote me and don't take it. I'm like, of course. I have a channel dedicated to not stealing material.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, to quote Daniel Delano, white dads leave too, because that's such a perfect line, and it's true. Because single mom it the whole time, and never.
Damn,
I don't
under
know.
Reagan, huh?
Under Reagan.
He went after the wrong people. He was going after welfare motherfuckers too. So
bad. But yeah. It was So
that's funny.
Do you have a question for me? Because I started asking guests this because I don't know if you have or if they wanted to know anything. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
I was asking questions throughout. I was kind of just, I guess, mimicking.
You were. That's good. Yeah. I appreciate that.
What question could I have for you? You said you took a break from comedy for a little bit, right?
Slightly, yeah.
Like, how long was that, and how beneficial was it?
Months, and I'll do it again. It's just the ebb and flow of stepping. It's like when you walk, you just one foot in front of the other, and this foot right now, this step is writing, this next step is performing, this next step is getting booked, this next step is performing. So, and then in one of the steps in between, sometimes you just stop before you take that next step and write or deal with the life stuff at the home front. You can't neglect your loved ones, your family, your girlfriend, your dogs, all those things.
Your own mental state.
Yeah, mental state. Yeah. I can ride by. But it's like job and work and all the things that we have to balance.
Right.
And I like to say I just do comedy full time, but I don't. Peel back the curtain. Day job. I'm a comedian with a day job, but I have started saying that.
Right.
But it was beneficial because I got to write. Yeah. And I got to take a step back. And the more I do in life, whether it's coming here, going to different places, just going skiing or playing Dungeons and Dragons with my buddies, all these things that are non-comedy related usually help me with comedy. They usually provide material. And so, or sometimes I'll just be sitting somewhere on the way to something and lightning strikes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So it was beneficial. So the last thing I do is plug anything you want to plug. What do you have? Do you have any dates coming up? Do you going to perform anywhere? Do you have any like shows or performances or improv or anything like that? You're just kind of wrapped up.
Oh, improv battle this week. March 19th, my team is performing, but it's like she doesn't want to call it a tournament, but it is a tournament. So the best teams will get booked spots. So Rolecall Theater, 7:30 on Thursday. That's the only time you should go. But it's also Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Nice.
For the other teams. And if we move on, then it'll be the 27th or the next weekend, and we'll have a chance.
And what time is it?
Compete. I think it's at 7:30.
Okay, I think I might be able to make that.
Dude, if you can, please, because it's, the audience votes, but it's also like a popularity contest. I don't really know as many people in Atlanta, so if you could, that would be great.
I got you.
I appreciate it, man.
I got
I'm
you.
excited.
Thursdays are free.
On this, I wanted to tell you, I want to commend you for your drive in comedy, and you getting booked, and what's going on later tonight. I don't know if I want to spoil that for you, but it's just you're killing it, man.
Thank you. I'm
you
really
started
trying.
You hit it. You kept going. You took a break, and you're still the man. So that's dope, man.
Oh man!
I applaud you.
Yeah. He thinks I'm bite worthy.
yeah, you're bite worthy.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you very much. This has been a good episode. It's probably, if there's another top 10, you're gonna be in it.
Oh hell yeah, man! Thank you. I appreciate it. The potato question I really love. I'm gonna be pondering that for the rest of my time here, dude.
We gonna want to ask the kitchen if they have a potato back there.
Oh, just knock it out right now.
Want to do it?
I might. It was supposed to be for me, but it's all right. You can have that water if you want. I'll take it. Oh, you're cleaning it up.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What were we talking about? Sorry.
Throwing potatoes.
Throwing potatoes. Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do that after this cuts. But that's it. Malik, for the next episode, I think I'm gonna have either Alex Libby or Gabe McAteer.
Hell yeah.
So one of those two, and then I'm getting bigger and bigger names. So I appreciate that. Means a lot.
Thank you, man.
That's a wonderful compliment.
We go handshake. Yeah, all formal and everything.
We have it.
I also want to say, I was supposed to go to yoga after this, or else I would have dressed more fresh. So if you're looking at my pants, being like, "Yo, this dude's not looking good."
Yeah, I know it's a black church, but you don't have to dress up, man. You're good.
Nice. You saw that lady?
I did with the hat. All right, that's it. Episode 18 in the books. Bye.
Thanks.